My name is Maurice Kyoko. I am here to present to you the academic progress, the academic section, and that's the reason why you are here. You came to Registrar to study. So this is one of the things that you're going to be doing in your Registrar as part of other things that you'll be able to engage yourself, extracurricular activities, but majority of activities that you're supposed to engage in is academics. 75% of your stay in Registrar is required to be education. We are the department that is in charge of all records, examinations, from the entry to exit point of view. Then you can say you have graduated from Registrar with a degree or a diploma. Right now you have gone through admissions and you are here for orientation. Next week you begin classes. Before next week you begin registration. That is all Registrar's office. I'll go through the slides very fast. There are about 30 slides, but this information which you're going to go to get from here, it should stick with you until you graduate. If you don't understand something, there will be questions later. But if you hear something and you ignore, then there will be consequences within your program. So the department is divided in 3 sections with the functionalities of admissions, which you have already gone through. You apply through Registrar and you are here today. Then registration and records, which you're going to be doing this week and next week. Registering for classes. And every semester you'll be doing that. So every semester you have to register your classes before you go to class. So you cannot just wake up today and attend class which you have not registered for. It is a crime to attend classes without registering, which is punishable by academic disciplinary. And you might go home for a semester because you just been attending class without registering. So you must register your classes every semester, and you must make sure you attend the classes that you have registered for. Do not register classes and then start attending your friend's class. The class that you registered is what you attend. Under the registration, there is timetable. You'll be able to receive the timetable for every semester. The class projection for every semester. You'll be able to receive that. Today you're going to get a timetable for this semester. Then that is a guide of how you'll be attending your classes. The timetable helps you. But even the portal, the registration portal, gives you the schedule. You can manage your schedule online. Then examination, at the end of the semester, you'll have to do exams. Then after that, we'll be able to track your academic progress to see how far have you gone. Which year are you? Are you almost done? Are you ready for internship? Are you ready for graduation? Then we have graduation at the end, where you came in at some day, you'll go out with jubilations and excitement, because it's not easy to go through a university. It requires a lot of sacrifice. So you have reported. Someday, 2 years down the line for the diplomas, 4 years down the line, you'll be graduating. The department is headed by the university registrar, so Dr. Paul Butu. I believe you met him on the first day you came here. Then deputized by Dr. Kagwaini. Then after that, we have senior registrars in charge of the sections. And then you'll meet many other people, about a team of 12. Those who are in Nairobi will meet maybe probably 6. Here in Athi River you meet 6. So those are the people you'll be able to interact with in your academic life, apart from being in class. The main offices, one is in the main campus at the PSC, the other one is in Nairobi campus, near reception. After reception, just behind there, you'll find the registrar's office. The service offered, we have admission and record keeping. We have timetable, which I've talked about. Exemptions and credit transfer for those people who are applying for exemptions. If you are from diploma and you are going for degree, there are some, I believe you talk to your HODs concerning exemptions. You'll start the process in the registrar's office. Credit transfer, if you are coming from a different campus and the same level. Let's say you are doing degree in communication in multimedia university. And then you decided you want to transfer to Daystar. Then you can apply for credit transfer. That's the difference between exemptions and credit transfer. Exemptions is from the lower level to upper level. Credit transfer is from the same level. Then we have the ID processing, which will be getting your ID by the end of the week. Student registration, which you'll be doing every semester. Student academic records. All your academic records will be kept by us. Exam processing, academic transcript and audits. If you want a transcript to show to your parent, or the transcript which you have been asked at the place where you work, so that they can confirm whether you are really in university. Then you can come to office and get a transcript. You want degree audit before you proceed to internship, so that you can show or prove that this is where you have reached. Then we have the student portal administration. We are the people in charge of the student portal. Then graduation processing, and many other activities that you'll find. We have academic policies, and you find them under the Daystar catalog, which is very much available on Daystar website through www.daystar.ac.ke. So you'll have to access the catalog from Daystar website. The catalog is huge. It has more details. It's more detailed. It's more than 200 pages. So you go to your school and read the policies. Some of these things, if you don't get them now, you probably will never get them. So you have to read some of the policies. I cannot go through all the policies. I cannot go into details of registration policy, which is required every student to register for their classes. The academic attendance, which requires you to attend 75% of your classes. We have credit transfer and exemption policy, which I'm very sure you have talked to your HODs and they have told you which grades can be exempted. Not every grade that you did in your diploma is exempted. If there's a course, let's say you did introduction to computing in diploma and you got a C-, that grade cannot be exempted in undergraduate degree. But if someone who got a B can be exempted. So we have academic honors policy to know who are the people who get honored during the graduation. We have honors in the graduation, where we have the students who graduate with highest GPAs are honored. Then we have probation and discontinuation policy. which tells you if you are not performing very well in your academics, you will put on probation, which is an academic warning. There is probation 1, probation 2, probation 3, and the 4th probation is discontinuation. So let's say this semester you do your exams and you get a GPA of less than 2.0 out of 4.0 grade scale. You are put in probation. Anything from 0 to 1.99 GPA, you are placed in probation. And you next semester, if you don't improve on your GPA, another probation. That's like a warning. We are telling you, kindly, you need to work hard. If you don't, you are heading to a danger zone. The other semester you don't perform very well, 3rd probation. But the 4th probation, you are just discontinued from the program. And that is the sad fact, that we have been warning you for 3 times, but you have kept quiet. You are not seeking any academic advisory. You are not visiting your HOD to advise you, this program is not for me. Can I change to something which I feel it's much more comfortable with me? Because these warnings, they give you chance to start seeking academic advisory. But if you don't, then you are in danger zone where at the end of the 4th probation, you are discontinued from the program. You are allowed to reapply back. These things have happened. And the people they have happened, we just tell them the same way I'm telling you. But they still happen. They let the things happen. Then we have examination guidelines. Examination guidelines is a huge document that you have to read on the Registrar website catalog. Double major and minor application policy. We'll talk into that later. And change of major policy. There are so many other policies. The course code numbering. So by the time you have come to Registrar, you have enrolled in a certain program. That program, it has courses. Some people call them units. We prefer to call them courses. Because you go to a class, you finish, you go to another class, you finish. Probably your program might be having like 40 courses or 50. Other program might be having 30 or 15, depending on which program you're doing. So for every program that you enrolled in, it has course code. For students who have come to do communication, you will find course codes will begin with COM. Then accounting begins with SCC. Some general courses that you'll find Bible, there is a general course called Bible. So it will start with BIL. Student doing nursing, you'll find it's NUR. So you'll be able to differentiate your course codes with the program that you're doing. But you'll still have general courses that are shared across all the programs. All the programs, they do those general courses. So you'll find yourself, you're in a class, like especially this first semester, you'll find yourself in class with students from psychology, accounting. They are all mixed up in one class because that course is a general course. It is done by everybody. I'm very sure you have met with your departments and they have given you the planner. Then they are followed with 3 digits. If it's 111, after SCC, you find SCC 111, which is accounting 111. Then it has a description there at the end. Then we have BIL 112, which means this 111 something. It means these are courses you're supposed to take them in your first year. Everything which has 1, you're supposed to do them in your first year. Then you start seeing 2. It means that those courses you're supposed to do in your second year. Start seeing 3, third year. 4, 4th years. So you find accounting 311 is typically accounting for third level, which is third year. So you cannot be in class as a new student and you have taken accounting 311. It's not possible. Then you have the general courses that I've talked about: English, mathematics, INS, which is integrated studies, and BIL, which is belongs to theology and pastoral studies. These courses, you'll have to do them. General courses, they are mandatory for everybody. Then after general courses, you start seeing your core courses. You can combine. You do your core courses together with your general courses, depending on the planner. Your department will give you a planner. The course numbering for diploma follows the same number. Diploma in HR, diploma in human resource, DHR. Communication, you find it ICO. ICM for psychology. Diploma in international relations, you find DIR. So you can tell that course belongs to which department by the way it is coded. Then followed with numbers, 012, 013, like that. You'll be able to see all these courses on your portal. Everything that you find on your portal means it is yours, belongs to you. You're supposed to do it. Then we have the curriculums. All students must take and pass all the prescribed general education and major courses. We'll see what is meaning of pass later on when we look at the grade scale. The normal course combination would be, we have general education, then we have major, sometimes you get minor. A minor, in a scenario where you are doing, let's say you are doing a degree in communication, you can decide to apply for a minor in IR. A minor is just about 21 hours over another program, just to get a little bit knowledge or a little bit sense from that program. Or you can do a minor in psychology if you're doing a degree in communication, just to have a knowledge in psychology. But your major remains your communication. So some students do minor just to get a knowledge, but other programs require you to do a minor. Like degree in IR, you must do a minor. So you must choose a minor. By the time you are in second year, you must decide which minor you're going to take if you are doing IR or peace. So there are programs which are mandatory minor, and others, it's your choice. If you feel like you need some knowledge in Bible, you can do a minor in theology. Then we have some students can choose to do double major. You can do a double major in communication and psychology. Now double major, you get the two courses, you get the real content, everything. Minor, you get just a sample of that program. Double major, you get the whole content of the psychology, degree, and communication. And then you graduate with double major. All programs, curriculums are online on your student portal. So once you open your student portal, once you get access to it, eventually you'll be able to see your curriculums. But to access the curriculum, I'm very sure this QR, it was on your programs. So when you scan that QR, it will take you to the curriculums, all of them. Then you'll be able to see if you're doing a diploma, you just click on diploma, then you'll see the diplomas that are there. You choose your diploma in communication. You'll see all the courses that you're supposed to do before you graduate. I'm very sure you are very familiar with the QRs. So if you scan it, it will take you to the online platform where all that content is. You can be able to access that content anytime. Special requirements. Degree students must take English 098. Remember, the key word is degree, not diploma. If they scored less than B- in English under KCSE, or credit 7 and 8 under the old O-level system, or 50 to 59% during their first semester. But now 50 to 59%, that one, don't worry about it because you're not going to do pre-test. Initially, we used to have pre-test. Now, for any student who scored C plus and below in KCSE, don't rush to register English 111. Register English 098. Because if you don't, and you go to English 111, that means you'll be required to do that English 098 before you graduate. And you'll be barred from graduation because of that English. It might sound like very something which I'm just talking here, but I have people, as recent as last year, we barred more than 50 students from graduating because of that English. So they will be required to go back in class to do it this semester. So for you to avoid any inconvenience, just take it now. All international students from English non-speaking countries will be subjected to taking English 096 during their first semester only. They will not register any other course apart from 096. And these are students from English non-speaking countries. You know your country, obviously, and you know your national language is not English. Most countries from French side, Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, going all the way to Cameroon and West Africa, some countries in West Africa, which don't have English as their national language, or their studied language from their country. So they will be subjected to 096. And that's what they'll do in their first semester. Student taking degree in communication must take English 214. If you attained B- in English under KCSE, or any other system. Remember, this is not required for you to do in your first semester. If you can see, it's 2. So it's something which you're required to do maybe in your second year. But remember, if you scored B- below, B- and below, let's say you got B- and you got C+ in KCSE English, you'll be required to take English 214 before you graduate. If you don't, then you'll be blocked from graduation and you have to go back to class and do that English 214. Any student who got B and above, then you're not required. But remember, this is English 214. There is 098 and 214. For the student, this is just for the students who got 098, who are going to do 098. They got C+ and below. So if you got C+ in English and below, you must take 098. Again, you're doing communication and you got C+ and below, or B-, then you're required to do English 214. I hope that I'm clear. Application for double major and minor, I talked about it. For someone to apply for minor or a double major, you must have finished at least one academic year. So you should apply for your minor when you're in second year, or double major when you're in second year. Reason being, we need to see a consistency of your performance. For a minor, one should have a cumulative GPA of 2.5. We'll talk about GPA later, you'll understand it. But you must have a cumulative GPA of 2.5 and above. Then for you to apply for double major, you must accumulate GPA of 3.0 and above. The reason why we have set the standards is because we don't want you to go to struggle. You are struggling in one major, and then you want to add the second one to continue struggling. It's not advisable. Auditing a course. Sometimes students will be allowed to audit a course. Like, let's say you are doing a communication course or you are doing psychology, and you want a knowledge in another course, just one course, a unit. Maybe you want to know something about music. So you go and take a music class, but you take it as an audit. You don't do exam. You just want knowledge. You're not required to do exam, but you're required to register the class as audit class and pay 50% of the fee, which is required for that class. You pay 50% because you're not doing exam. You're taking this class for just your personal knowledge. So at the end of the day, the lecturer will give you a grade, which is AU, which means you audited that class. Transcript and degree audit reports. Transcript gives full records of performance from the start to the current date or to graduation date. The transcript request will be charged 300 shilling, which will be paid in finance. And then you pick the form, you go and fill, pay, then you return the form in the registrar's office, and then you'll be told to pick your transcript tomorrow once it has been processed and signed and stamped. While the audit reports gives the progress of your program, audit reports are found on your student portals. You are required to get an audit report before you go or you proceed for internship or before you graduate. An audit just checks all the things you have done comparing to the curriculum. Remember the curriculum which I've showed you? So all in that curriculum you find your courses. The audit compares. Have you done exactly what you were supposed to do? Class registration, it involves 3 steps. Selection of the courses online, printing of invoices for boarders, submitting those invoices in finance for stamping, and also filling the hostel forms so that you can get hostel. This should be done within first week of the semester or the second week. If it is extended, you're supposed to do that. Before the invoice is stamped and the fee paid, one has not completed registration process. Registration requires to register, then pay fee. Then at the end of the day, you'll be required to do exam at the end of the semester. All the students are expected to register in person for their next semester courses at a period designated by the university to register classes. Every semester, there will be registration week. Like right now, the students who are continuing students, they are registering their classes for the next semester, which classes begin on Monday. So by Monday, you should have registered your classes and ready to go to class. The graduate student can register maximum of 18 credits. Some departments will allow you to do more than 18. Like education, nursing, they do like 30 credits. When I talk credits, I might have lost you. Credits are hours that you're required to be in class per week. Let's say you have taken 18 hours, 18 credit hours. This means for 1 week, for every week you're going to be in class for 18 hours. Now it depends with your timetable. And again, depends with the number of credit per class. We'll see that later. Diploma students are also encouraged to take up to maximum of 18. Oh, you do that according to your department. If the department tells you just do 15, do 15. Don't say, we were told we are supposed to do 18. Your department will advise you. Students who have proved to be exemplary performers, and this is after maybe first semester, they are required to take up to maximum of 21 hours. If you prove to be an exemplary performer, you performing well in terms of your GPA being at 3.0 and above, then you can be allowed to take 21 hours. Since it means you can still handle that workload. But you cannot be performing poorly and you come and tell me I want to take 21 hours. Then that means you are giving yourself a lot of workload and you can't handle that. Probation or discontinuation, we talked about that, but let me just mention them. Probation students with semester GPA below 2.0 are put on probation or academic warning. All degree or diploma candidates must achieve a semester GPA of 2.0 and above so that you avoid being on probation. And this 2.0 is like 50%. It's like the highest GPA is 4. So half. Don't go below 50. In case you have been placed in probation for the 4th semester, you will be discontinued from the program. Probation and discontinuation notification will be notified through the student portal and through SMS, and the same notification will be also be communicated to your sponsor. So your sponsor, who is your parent, whoever your sponsor is, will get your probation or a discontinuation message. Dean's List. The students who perform very well every semester, they are placed in Dean's List. The Dean's List is for students who have scored a GPA of 3.6 and above with a minimum of 15 credit hours per semester. So, Dean's List, what does that mean? It means like honors list. You are performing exemplary. Then the Dean's List illustrates exemplary performance and can be done, and can come with special treats, including a certificate. Those special treats will be decided by the academic board, how they're going to treat you. They might decide they'll take you out for lunch, or they give you a token. So that's for Dean's List. The grading system is there. You'll see that the 91 to 100 is A. And that's equal to 4.0 GPA. The points you are getting is 4.0. If you have A's, let's say you have scored everything A, then you get your 4.0, which is the highest GPA. There is no higher than that. Then 81 to 90, A minus, which comes with 3.7 points. Then 76 to 8, which is B plus, which comes with 3.3 points. And that is the category of superior GPAs. Then you have average GPA, which is 71 to 75, which is B, which comes with 3.0 points. 66 to 70, B minus, 2.7 points. 61 to 65, C plus, which is 2.3. 56 to 60, which is C, comes with 2.0. That's an average GPA. And that marks the area which you're supposed to play. You're supposed to play from 56 to 100. Below that, below average, you have now started getting to probation. C minus, 1.7. It is below 2.0. And it goes like that to D, which is 1. Then you get below 40, you get F, which means failure. You failed that class. You'll be required to retake that class again. There are some programs with slightly different grading system, like nursing. Nursing, your Your grade it ends at C. After C, it's F. So there will not be D's. So for nursing students, that's why you require to work hard. Nursing students, mko hapa? After C, below that is F for you. Then the law students, there is nothing like A minus, B plus, B minus. It's A, B, C, D. So you don't get A minus. After A, we go to B. Your grading scale starts at 71 for A, for law students. But don't be excited. To get that 71 is not easy. So you have to work hard also. It's a law program. It might sound easy when you say, oh, our A starts at 71, and theirs starts at 91. Don't be too excited. So that's the grading scale. We have other non-calculated grades. When you get an E, it means that you failed attendance. Remember, attendance in DASTA is very important. Class attendance. So you'll be signing your classes, your lecturer will be entering your attendance in the class portal. So if you miss more than 25%, you get E. Whether you scored 90 and you have missed 26%, that is E. So that's how serious it's supposed to be. Don't miss classes. 25% is the maximum. Again, this 25% has been given for emergency. Just in case you wake up and you feel like you cannot go to class. You are sick. But don't just say I have 25% to miss, so today I'm not going. The day you are missing might be the day they are doing a cut. So be careful with your 25%. W means withdraw with the viable reasons. You are sick, so you can, maybe you've been sick and admitted for like 2 weeks, which makes it difficult for you to continue the semester. Or you have a psychological issues, and you have just noticed, I'm not really concentrating this semester. So you can come to our office and fill the form for withdrawal of classes. If the withdrawal is done past mid-semester, it means that you get grade W, but you're required to pay for the semester. The X grade means you do not sit for final exam. If you don't sit for the final exam, which is mandatory, you'll get X grade, which means you can apply for special exam later. But you must have reason. Maybe you had an issue with the school fee, you could not be able to clear school fee, so you missed your final exam, or you are bereaved, or you are sick, but you have to provide evidence so that you can be allowed to apply for special exam in the next semester, which will be done together with the other exam in the next semester. Z grade means you just registered classes and you never bothered to attend at all. You register and then you just go and enjoy life. At the end of the semester, you get Z. The GPA is calculated in this format. But don't worry about all these form calculations. They should not stress you a lot. If you see mathematics and you are tired, the computer will calculate for you your GPA. But it's just because, in case you doubt the computer, you can use this format. Let's say this student is registered for 16 hours. You can see at the total down there, the credit hours are 16. As I said, you remember when I was talking about credit hours, I said some courses will be having 3, others will have 2, and others will have 1 credit hour. What that means, the INS 111, which is there, is 3 hours. It means you'll be in class for 3 hours per week for 14 weeks of the semester. The Bio 111, which is 2 hours, means you'll be in class for 2 hours per week for the next 14 weeks. The same thing applies with the HPE, which is 1 hour. You'll be in class for 1 hour per week for the next 14 weeks. So that's what it means when you hear someone, I have 16 hours registered this semester. So you look at the hours as 16. Now, these are the grade this person got. Letter grades A, C plus, B, B minus. Those are you remember the grade points that I was mentioning before, they are just adjacent there. A is 4.0, C plus is 2.3. So what happens to get grade points? Grade points, you multiply number of hours of the class, credit hours, times the points that person has got. For A, which has 3 hours, you multiply 3 times 4.0. For ACS 101, which is B minus, it has 2.7. You multiply 2 hours times 2.7, you get 5.4. So at the end, you add the totals. The total grade points come to 43.6. How do you get the GPA? You divide the total points by the number of the credit hours in that semester. Then you get 2.72 is your GPA. That is a semester GPA. Let's look at the cumulative GPA. Cumulative GPA, what it means, every semester you get a different GPA because it will be a coincidence if you get same GPA every semester. But every semester, this semester you had 2.72, another semester you had maybe 2.52, another semester you have 3.2. So to get cumulative, you have to add all the GPAs. But how do you do that? You don't just go and add them and divide by 3. No. What you do, you check the credit hours registered in that semester. Let's say the January 2021 semester was 16 hours. The total grade points was 43.6. Then the May 2021 semester, you registered again for 16 hours, but the total grade points was 50.4. So you add the total grade points and you divide by the total hours of those 2 semesters. Then you end up with the cumulative GPA. As I said, this is not a process which should worry you because it will be done automatically by the system. Exemptions and credit transfer, talked about that. Upon the students, once as reported, you need to come with the transcript and the course syllabus from your previous university if you are doing a credit transfer. Then you have application fee, and other relevant documents must be provided with the application. So you'll get a form from our office, you fill that form, you attach all the necessary document, the application fee is indicated down there. Then you take it to the department, they approve, or they don't. And then the form comes back to our office. Exemption for the courses done in diploma level will be given where one scored B minus and above. Remember when I told you that if you scored Introduction to Computing C, you cannot get an exemption in degree level. But if you got B minus and above, anything which is you did in diploma and is equivalent to whatever you're going to do in degree, you must have a B minus and above to get that exemption. Student seeking to transfer credit from other universities should do through application. I've talked about that. Exemptions and credit transfer are not offered for courses in 3rd year and 4th year level. But you will need to seek advice from your department. So you cannot be able to apply for exemption or a transfer to a fourth year or third year course. Academic year, it begins in January and ends in December. You have 3 semesters, which are called trimesters. The first trimester ends in April, second semester starts in May, it ends in August, and that trimester begins in September, ends in December. So you can do your program in 3 years if you enroll in trimester program. But if the government sponsors students who are not eligible for trimester programs, they are planned to have 2 semesters, January to April and September to December. From the middle semester, they go for long holiday because the government does not cater for that semester. But if you are a government sponsored student and you want to do classes, you can pay for yourself for that semester. I believe finance, they talk to you about that. Then challenging courses, you can challenge exams. If you feel like you cannot be exempted for that exam, in case you are not, they tell you we cannot exempt you for this course, you can challenge that course by doing the exam. Like going to do the exam only, applying for challenge. Let's say you applied for exemption, they rejected. You now can ask them, can I challenge the exam? Then once you challenge the exam, if the grade is B- and or better, then you can be given an exemption. But if the grade is below B-, then you fail. Class attendance, you have to select your classes online, and the derivative classes are denoted by sections. Section A, B, C, D, and E. Then Nairobi classes are denoted by X, Y, Z, T, U, V. X, Y, and Z being evening classes. T, U, V being day classes in Nairobi. So, if you see a section which doesn't look, and then the time, also the time is also given there. So you register classes. If you choose A, make sure you attend class A. Don't go to B. Because if you go to B, the lecturer of A will not be able to track you. If you attend a wrong class, the lecturer will not be able to enter your grades in the system, and you'll miss the exam. You'll miss either the grade because you attend the wrong class. Examination. The exam timetable will be released 2 weeks prior to exam. Any course that you have conflict, if you look at the exam timetable and you have a conflict, you'll be required to raise it with the examination office from our office. Students will be issued with the exam card to sit the exam, so you cannot sit for exam without the exam card, and you must complete your fee for you to get exam card. If you miss the exam due to the reasons which I mentioned earlier, you get a Z, not an X grade. Then you'll be required to apply for special exam in the following semester. And the special exam is charged 500 per paper. You can read more in the exam academic policies. Student ID, you'll be able to get your ID before the end of the week. Be required to display that ID throughout the university premises. Going out and coming into the university will be required to show your ID. You might not be allowed to get into campus if you are not showing your ID. You cannot sit for the exam without ID. And in case you are arrested by the police, it will help if you say you are a student by displaying your student ID. Lost IDs will be charged 250 shillings only. The time limit for you to stay in university is 7 years after admission. In case you cannot finish your program in 4 years, you have up to maximum of 7 years. An extension is granted by the university registrar upon application, and the extension cannot be granted beyond 10 years of your after admission.